So I am going to explain today quickly the revision part of chapter second, that is solution. So in this chapter there are some basic concepts. So first is the solution. So children, in general, by solution we mean a homogeneous mixture. In general, solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. Solute and solvent. So it is solution. Now, second point is solute. So solute is the component of solution, taken in a smaller amount, is called a solute. So children, this you have to keep in mind. Now next is solvent. So solvent is again the component of solution taken in larger amount. So the definition of solute and solvent, children, has been taken with reference to the quantity or reference to the amount, and it is never taken with the respect to the state. Like, I am citing two examples. First is sugar solution. Second example is sugar syrup. Now in sugar syrup and sugar solution, both are made up of sugar and water, but there is a difference in the amount. So first here in sugar solution, sugar in less amount. Sugar is in less amount. So sugar is solute. Here sugar is solute. Now coming to water. So in any sugar solution, Sikanji Sarbat, we take more water. So it is solid. But on coming to this side, sugar syrup, which is commonly called chashni in Hindi. So here sugar, you all must know, sugar is in more amount. The quantity of sugar in sugar syrup or chashni is very large, and as a result it is solvent. On the other hand, water in very small amount. So this is solute. So this is the basic difference between solute and solvent. So it is depending on the quantity of solute or solvent. Now I am going to explain some more points in this chapter. So first I am having some basic points. So first is binary solution. So binary, binary means two. So solution made up of only two components. It is called as binary. So solution made up of two components. Made up of two components, that is solute and solvent. It is called as binary solution. Now, second point, children, is the ways of expressing concentration or strength of solution. So here, children, the first point is percentage. So as you know, by percentage we mean number of parts or number of gram of a solute present per 100 ml or gram of solution. So number of grams of solute per 100 gram or ml of solution. This is very important point to know. For example, if we say 10% sugar solution, 10% sugar solution. So by 10% sugar solution we mean 10 grams sugar plus 90 gram water. So this is the simple meaning of percentage. So by percentage we mean number of parts or number of grams of a solute present in 100 parts or 100 gram of solvent. Now I am going to explain next point, that is the normality. Normality, it is having the symbol capital N, and normality is defined as number of gram equivalents. It is defined as number of gram equivalents. Number of gram equivalents of a substance, number of gram equivalents of a substance per liter of solution. Per liter of solution, number of gram equivalents. So children, this is very important point. So gram equivalent is very simple. When the equivalent weight is expressed in terms of grams. So equivalent weight is very important part. So equivalent weight when expressed in terms of gram, that is called as gram equivalent weight. So first we know how to find out the equivalent weight of an acid or a base. So simply equivalent weight, it is equal to the molecular weight. It is equal to molecular weight upon acidity or basicity. Acidity or basicity. Now, point is, what is acidity, children? So, here acidity is for bases and it is defined as number of replaceable hydroxyl ions per molecule of base. So it is acidity. Acidity is for the bases. If we say here NaOH, so NaOH on dissociation forms one OH molecule, one hydroxide molecule. So this NaOH is called as monoacidic base. On the other hand, if you take the case of calcium hydroxide, so calcium hydroxide Ca2 plus and here OH, and so here 2, so it will be diacidic it is diacidic base. It is diacidic base. Now, how to find out? So here, about the NaOH, sodium 23, oxygen 16, hydrogen 1. So it will be equal to 40, 40 by 1, so it will be 40. So in this manner we can calculate. So very important point I am going to explain, that in case of monoacidic base, equivalent weight and molecular weight are same. They are same. In case of monoacidic base, equivalent weight and molecular weight are same. Now I am coming to the next part, basicity. So basicity is number of hydrogen ions lost or given by 1 mole of an acid. Number of hydrogen ions given by 1 mole of an acid molecule. If you take the case of HCl, so HCl on dissociation give rise to 1, so it is 1. Here basicity is 1, so it is called as mono basic acid. It is hydrochloric acid, HNO3, they are mono basic acid. Now coming to second, H2SO4. H2SO4 will give 2H ion plus sulfate ion. So it is 2 here, so it will be called as sulfuric acid, will be mono basic acid. Now coming to the equivalent weight, how equivalent and molecular weights are related. Now in case of this HCl, hydrogen 1, chlorine 35.5, so it will be 36.5 upon 1. It is 1 here, so it will be same 36.5. So unit will be again gram equivalent. Unit will be gram per equivalent. Here in case of sulfuric acid, hydrogen 2, sulfur 32, 34 and plus oxygen 64, so it will be 98. So it will be 98 will be molecular mass, and here it is 2. So 98 by 2, it comes out to be 49 gram per equivalent. So this is the very important part, how we find out this normality. So now this is there to find out this. Now children, I am going to tell some more about the normality. So if it is normal solution, so normal solution it is represented by 1n or simply n. 1n or n. So when 1 gram equivalent, what is it? When 1 gram equivalent of salt per liter of solution, it is simply 1 gram. So similarly 2n or dinormal, so 2n means 2 gram equivalent per liter. Similarly 3n, 4n, 5n, it keeps on like this. Now other point, it is 0.1n, 0.1. It is called as decinormal. It is called as decinormal, or it is 1 by 10n. Both are same. So it is when 1/10 the solution containing having a strength of substance of 1/10 of its equivalent weight. When the equivalent weight is divided by 1 by 10, so it will be equal to 0.1 or 1 by 10n. Similarly, it can be n by 50, it can be n by 100. N by 100 is called as centinormal solution. Now children, I am going to explain the third, it is molarity. Molarity, it is capital M. Molarity, it is capital M. So, molarity is defined as when 1 mole of solute is present in 1 liter of solution. Solution, keep in mind, when 1 mole of solute is present in 1 liter of solution. 1 liter of solution, it is called as molar solution, molar or volume. And this molarity is equal to amount of substance, amount of solute upon this molar mass into 1000 upon Vm. So this is the working formula, and again unit will be gram per mole. This quantity is equal to number of moles. So this will be equal to number of moles into 1000 upon V in ml. So this is the way how to find out the molarity. Now children, molarity is variable with the temperature. This is very important point. Molarity is not regarded as better way to express the strength of solution, because molarity is affected by temperature, because we take the volume, and now volume is variable by temperature. Now we'll see next about the molarity. So molarity is defined as number of moles of solute per kg of solvent, children. Per kg, number of moles of a solute per kg of solvent. In molarity, it was in solution. Here it is in solvent. Now it is represented by small m. So a small m, it is equal to again weight of solute. Again it will be in gram. Here molar mass of solute into 1000, and here W gram. Again here the same. It will be number of moles. So similarly, it is very much significant. Now, second point, as you have seen in case of molarity. So molarity is affected by temperature. Molarity is affected by temperature, and this molarity is not affected by temperature. This is very important point. It is not affected because here we take the in kg, and kg is, it is weight, and the mass of a substance is not changeable, or it is not variable with temperature. So between molarity and molality, molality is the best way. Molality is the best way. It is best way to express the strength of a solution because mass is independent. Mass is independent of temperature. So it remains same. It remains same. And so it is best way, children. This is one point. Now other point, just I am taking a question between 1 m in a wedge and 1 molar in a wedge, which will be a stronger solution. 1 molar in a wedge and 1 molar in a wedge. So children, this is very logical point. Here first see 1 m. So here 1 liter of in a wedge solution, it is equal to the solute equivalent to 1 molar plus n is 40 gram plus approximately 960 ml of water. It is there. Is that clear? Now in this case, in case of 1 molar, so it is 1 kg water. It is 1 kg of water. And here plus 40 gram of inert. 40 gram of inert. So you know 1 kg is always more. 1 liter has 1000 ml. 1 liter has 1000 ml. Is that clear? And 1 kg is approximately 918. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. 1 liter is equal to 918 gram. So here, this solution, this molar solution will be stronger. This will be stronger. And so this is very important to note about this molarity and molarity. Now I am going to explain next very important part. It is mole fraction X. So it is another way to express the strength of solution. And mole fraction X, it is defined as it is ratio. It is defined as the ratio of one component of solution, to the entire component of solution. So it is basically a ratio. If A is solute, B is solvent, so here XA, the mole fraction due to this solute. So here NA, number of moles of solute, NB, number of moles of solvent. So here XA will be equal to NA upon NA plus NB. Similarly, XB will be equal to NB upon NA plus NB. So this is very much important to note, and this is the Nothing but this is mole fraction. Now children, I am coming to last way to express the strength of solution, and it is nothing but it is the ppm parts per million. So children, this is used for very small measurements, and similarly defined as number of parts of a substance present in 1 million of other substance. So it is defined as number of parts of a substance. You may say solute because it is in small amount per million parts of solvent or solution, etc. So 1 million, so it is basically 10 to the power 6 is equal to 1 million. I am citing very important example, very simple example. We all purchase iodized salt, and you see on the packet of the iodized salt somewhere it is written, the government has made it compulsory to mention the concentration in ppm. So you find out for them on the packet of the salt, it is written anywhere, preferably on the front corner. Here it is written around 15 ppm of Ki or KiO3 present. So this is very important part, children, to note about the basic, and when you know the basic, you can learn this chapter very easily.